Hey y'all, welcome back. It's your girl Shay Wags, better known as Elevated Yaya, and I'm so happy to be back because it has truly been a minute. So just always want to come and just encourage you to keep going, keep striving, don't give up. That's what the Elevated Yaya means. Basically, we want to stay elevated. Want to, no matter what's going on, we have to keep pushing. So on my work journey that I really hadn't spoke about since I started the channel, I just kind of wanted to give people an idea of like where I am now. As you can see, this looks like a work from home type of job, and it is. It's work from home because my body was just not going to be able to continue the type of work I was doing, which I was really, really excited at the very beginning, trust me, because it got me from the pit to the palace, basically. But at the end of the day, when your body is shutting down, you're fatigued, you're tired, um, mentally exhausted, it just really gets to be too much. And that's where I was in this type of position that I was in. So I have to just let you guys know that, hey, it happens. You get into a career and you think that, hey, yeah, this is going to be great. It's making decent amount of money. And you go for it. You run with it because, hey, those checks are coming in, right? Those checks are coming in. You're happy. You're like, oh, yeah, I can do this. Child, you get on that assignment. You start working. You get out of training. And you're like, oh, yeah, I got this. And then all of a sudden, it's just like a twilight zone. It's like, why in the world did I sign up for this? What in the heck was I thinking? And that's literally where I was in this position. And basically, I was an adjuster. And I thought that the adjuster world was amazing because those checks, I'm telling you, y'all, that income, some people make hundreds and thousands of dollars a year, and I commend them. I don't knock nobody's hustle. I don't knock anybody's job or what they do to make ends meet, to put food on the table, to keep a roof on their head. Child, you go right ahead. I am so happy for you. But honey, for me, child, I got into that job and I was like, what in the world did I sign up for? So basically, I ain't climbing no more roofs. I'm sorry, I ain't climbing no more roofs. I started that job and I was like, okay, let me find my roof legs. Let me figure out, like, okay, I can do this job because literally we pretty much can do almost anything. You know, if you push yourself, you challenge yourself. For those who like to challenge themselves, you go for it. You're just like, look, I can do this. This is great money. I can have extra money left over after I pay rent, my bills, utilities. I can go shopping. I can do things. And what I'm saying is, whatever career you choose is what you choose. I'm just saying that at this particular time, where I am age wise, and putting myself in a position to be challenged, I did that. Now, one thing I can say is I did it, but I ain't climbing no more roofs. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. The adjuster world is not for the weak. I'm gonna put it like that. The adjuster world is just not for the weak, man. You have got to really be ready to, of course, you got to do what you're supposed to do as far as policies and procedures with the company, but you got to mentally be there too. I mean, man, this job here, it just took me out. So I was there for a year, and I actually tried again, y'all. But guess what? With another company, the child got fired. I'm being open and honest and transparent. Child, I got fired. I just was like, and these are with large carriers. And this industry is something that's really, really lucrative. Insurance is amazing, but you got to choose the right position in the insurance industry that's going to work for you. Um, there are certain reasons why, as I was in the position of adjusting, I tried to move around. And then at one point in the company, they were like, no more lateral moves. There's no more hiring right now. And I'm like, God dang. I'm like, I'm not trying to leave this carrier. I'm making decent money, going to sit behind a desk, or something to where I'm not climbing roofs. I'm all for it. And then I was like, no lateral moves for almost a year. I'm like, no. So I had to go. So my story is being transparent for anybody who is in that position. I commend you. Congratulations. Keep going. Keep striving. But for some, honey, it's not for the weak. And I don't call myself weak. It's just that it's just not for me. And sometimes you have to realize there are positions or things in life that's just not for you, and you have to accept that. And so I was really not trying to accept it because it was really good money, but it was doing something on the inside of me. I was fatigued. I was tired. I was mentally drained, and I just couldn't do it. So, back in the day, growing up, or when you're in your youth, 20s or 30s or whatever, you see these videos of these people like, yeah, I was in this six-figure job. It was making 500,000, or it was making $350,000 a year, but I left and became something different. They just became different. A teacher. I'm just kind of throwing that out there. They probably didn't become a teacher, but they did something that brought them peace. So at the end of the day, if you're still working a 9 to 5, 12 to 9, 2 to 10, whatever you want to call it, you're still working a job where you're employee, you're a W-2 employee, you're still in a position to where of course, you choose where you want to work. Because I know there are a lot of things where people are saying, I quit my 9 to 5 to start a YouTube channel, to do this and to do that. Hey, I hope to get there one day. But for right now, I'm still on my 9 to 5. And that's okay until things change for me, until I begin to get better and better at what I do. So with that being said, with me transitioning from the adjuster world, I still work for an insurance company, but I am no longer on a ladder. And I thank God I'm not on the ladder. Because y'all, you gotta literally be ready to climb on roofs and do those inspections. You got to have roof legs. That's what I've learned, that's what they're called. And I gave up my roof legs for this headset right here. I just could not do it anymore. I was 49 years old when I started that job. I'm currently 51, so it's been a little over 2 years. But I tried and I just could not do it. And there are a lot of people out there who are doing it and sticking with it because either they like it a lot, some people may love it, or they know that they just need to make ends meet and keep the income because they've gained a certain lifestyle and they want to keep it. And I get that. But for me, I will quit in a minute if something doesn't really work for me or doesn't fit me, doesn't if it brings me exhaustion, fatigue, mental anxiety. I can't. I'm at a point now where I cannot hang on. I'm just not going to do it. So for those who can do it, congratulations. I commend you. Thank God that you can hang in there. But for some of us who know that, hey, it brings a good income in. You can those checks be rolling in. You're like, wow, I got a cushion. I got this. So this, I'm talking to the people who are still like working jobs and know that um, when you're out there and you're working jobs that are beating you down. I mean, literally, it's beating you down. You're like, how can I stay in it? And that was my mentality. It was literally, I would get to the inspection and I was just like over it. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even barely get out of this van. Mind you, I was driving from the East Coast to the West Coast. At one point, I drove all the way to California, drove all the way to Pennsylvania. You got to drive back. So it was just one of those things where it was just an ongoing cycle of like, can I keep up with this? Can I keep up with this? And sometimes it may deal with your age. I don't know, but there are people in their 50s and 60s and still doing this. So it just depends on the person. So it depends on the individual. So if you are still working your 9 to 5, just like me, hang in there. We're going to get to that entrepreneurial, we have the entrepreneurial spirit, but it's going to take time. And it's never too late. I am 51 years old. It is never too late. So, hey, why not start a YouTube? Why not start challenging yourself and getting in front of people, being vulnerable and sharing your story? That's what this is all about. I am sharing my story. So if anyone has been in a position or a job to where they are just like, I can't take it anymore. Make a plan. If that's the type of person you are, I didn't have a plan. I put in my 2 weeks notice and I was out, man. I was out. I was just over it because when they said that all the lateral moves and things like that were halted for almost a year, I was like, I can't do this for another year. My mind will explode if I stay in this job another year. And I just couldn't do it. So I got out. And then the second job that I got, child, they were like, ma'am, you can't do this. You got to go. So I got fired. So I'm just like, I own up to it. But at the end of the day, I thank God that I am here, still have a roof over my head. Some things are transitioning in my life to where, it is what it is. But I still have an opportunity to work. I still have an opportunity to figure out what I want to do as I move forward in life. So just don't give up, even though that 9 to 5 may be not what you really want to do. If you want to hang in there, hang in there. If you want to quit, quit. God is going to have something else for you. Just keep going. So that's what my whole, sermon is about. It ain't a sermon, but you know what I mean. That's what my whole message is about today. For those who, we woke up this morning on a Monday morning and we're trying to figure out, okay, if this is what I really want to do, if this is what I really want to be, where I really want to be employment wise, I got to stay here, stay there. But if you are in a position like I was and knowing that this job is beating me up mentally and physically, I'm exhausted, I can't think straight, but the money is good, and you're like, okay, money is not everything, but at the end of the day, it does take care of your bills. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but sometimes you have to think about your health before the money. Sometimes it just depends on the type of work you're doing. And, sometimes these jobs are toxic. I wasn't really in a toxic environment, but I don't know if somebody wants to call it that. If that's what they want to call it, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I wasn't around a whole lot of people. So, a lot of the things where people were like messing with you, it wasn't that. It was just the work that I was doing did not suit me. And I had to come to the realization of, if it's not suiting me, and if I'm not feeling well, if I'm not doing well, if my production is not up there, why am I still here? What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to prove if there is just the life is being sucked out of you? So if the life is being sucked out of you, go and find something else to do, whether that's start a YouTube channel, whether that's get hired at another job, another company, do that. But just don't let that job suck the life out of you. You've got to find something else to do. There is too much going on in this world today for you not to do what you love. Even back in the 70s and 80s, they may have been limited, I don't know, but the social media world has granted us so many opportunities to make an income doing what we love to do. And sometimes being in front of a video and being vulnerable, not saying that you love it in the beginning, but it's a process. It's just a process. So, all right, Elevation Tribe, let's keep going. Let's keep doing this. I will be back with more encouraging words. Stay tuned. I just want to let you guys know, yes, I work remote now, Monday through Friday, weekends off. Took several $1,000s pay cut, but at the end of the day, God is still faithful. I still have food on the table, roof over my head. Like I said, I'm in a transition right now, but God will keep me in perfect peace during this process. So, all right, Elevation Tribe, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be back with another video to check in with y'all, see how y'all doing. Leave me some messages in the comments. Let me know how you like this video. Should I keep going? Should I keep elevating y'all? And because I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to elevate. No matter what's going on, we can do this together. All right, tribe? Peace.